are linear and non-linear functions. And as you can see, inside of the word linear, you see the word line. So a linear function is a function that forms a straight line. Okay? So question number 1 on page 266, they ask you to graph this function, this table. I should say this is a table. Graph the table. These are the x's. That's why it says x. These are the y's. And they want you to graph it and tell them whether or not it's a linear or a non-linear function. So let's make our little graph. Okay. Now the x's go from 0 to 4. So what should we count by? Ones. Okay. And the y's go from 12 to 16. Fours might be good. I didn't think of fours. I'm going to say threes. I'm going to say threes. You're confusing when I say what do we count by with what do we start with. You always start with 0, no matter what. So if you say 10, that means I have to do 10, 20, 30, 40. You see? You always start with 0. So I'm going to count by threes because I've been doing math a little bit longer than you, so I know why I'm counting by threes. So you get 3, 6, 9, 12,
3,
15,
6, 9,
18.
3, 6,
Okay, and then do your negatives. Don't forget what you're counting by. On the x-axis, you're counting by ones. And on the y-axis, you're counting by threes. The reason why I counted by threes is because if you count by ones, your graph is going to be ridiculous because you're going to have 16 little lines. If you count by twos, it's still going to be a little rough because you're going to have to go to 16. So that's going to be 8 little lines. If you count by fours, you're only going to have 2 lines. You have 4 lines. 4, 8, 12, and 16. But the only 2 you're going to hit is 12, and you're going to jump from 12 to 16. So you're going to miss all 3 of these numbers. So I counted by threes because at least then I hit 12, and then I hit 15. There will only be 2 numbers in between that, and only 1 number above 15. Okay? So it makes it a little easier to graph. You don't want to be too big, but you don't want to go too small. Alright, so when we graph that, let's see what we get. 0, 12. 0, 12, that's the first point, right? Is everybody able to look at the table and tell what the points are? Yes. You look at the x and the y. 0, 12. Sometimes they write it across, sometimes they write it vertically. Okay? So 0, 12 means 0 means what? So don't move, right? Now 12 means which way?
Down.
Up. Which way?
Up.
Up. It's okay, it's okay. That's 0, 12. Alright, 1, 13. Which way do I move? 1.
To the right.
Left, right, up, down.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Right, 1, 13.
Up.
Okay, so just above 12 is 13. Okay, 2, 14. Which way do I go?
Right.
Right. Right to 2, up to 14, which is just below 15. Now this is graph paper. This would work out a lot better, but since I drew it by hand, yeah. Alright, 3, 15. Which way do I go?
Right.
3, and then up to 15. Yeah, because see how my dots are starting to look a little
The same.
like they're spread out all over the place. They shouldn't look like that. They should be equal distance apart. But you guys know, take all mistakes for love. Alright, 4, 16. Which way?
Right.
4 and then up to 16, which is right above 15. So like I said, as you can see, my dots keep getting farther and farther apart, but that's okay. The question is, do they make a straight line?
Yes.
Yes, they do. And if we had real graph paper, it would be much easier to see that.
Mhm.
Okay. Actually, we should not draw arrows at the end, my bad. And the reason we shouldn't draw arrows at the end is because they gave us a table, and it starts here and it ends here. So that's your graph is. It's a line segment. Is it a linear function?
Yes.
How do you know? Very good.
Straight.
It is a linear function because it makes a line. Simple. 1 to 5. 1 to 5. 1 to 5.
4.
4.9.
Charlie.
4.
1 to 5.
4, John.
All right. Look at number 3. Somebody tell me what the table for number 3 says.
Zero.
This is the top.
Yeah, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gracias. Bottom. 0.
Negative 1.
Gracias.
Negative 2.
Muy bien.
Negative 9. Negative 16.
All right. And then what's A?
De nada.
Y equals X to the
second power.
Thank you. That's it?
And B, Y equals negative X to the third.
Like that?
Yes.
And C? No parentheses in this?
Negative X.
No parentheses?
No.
Okay.
Y equals negative X to the second power.
She said 1 versus 9. Like this?
Yes.
Okay. So, they want to know which equation, which function rule, as they're called, A, B, or C, matches this table. Really easy. All you do, you try 3 numbers. Okay? Try 3 numbers. If you try 1 and it works, that doesn't mean it's the answer. If you try 2 and it works, doesn't mean it's the answer. But if you try 3 and it works, it's the answer. Okay? So, we'll do this mentally, so you don't have to do so much writing. Look at A. When you plug in 0 for A, what's 0 times 0?
0.
So is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Okay. Try 1. What's 1 times 1?
1.
Is that right?
No.
So it's not A. See what I mean? 1 can work, but 3 has to work. All right, let's try this one. When you plug in 0, what's 0 times 0 times 0?
0.
And is there a negative 0? No, that's just 0. So does it work?
Yes.
All right, let's try this 1. What's 1 times 1 times 1?
1.
1.
And then with a negative in front of it makes it,
Negative 1.
is that right?
Yes.
All right, now try one more. 2. What's 2 times 2 times 2?
8.
With a negative in front of it? Is that right?
Oh.
You see what I mean? 2 can work, but you gotta have 3. All right, 0. 0 times 0
0.
with a negative in front
Still 0.
works.
Yes.
All right, 1 times 1 with a negative in front
1.
works.
Yes.
All right, 2 times 2
4.
with a negative in front, negative 4. Does it work?
Yes.
All right, that's your answer.
3 times 2.
See, has to work for 3 numbers, 3 pairs. Make sense?
Yes.
What did you understand? All I'm doing is I'm plugging in these numbers up here to see if I get, for instance, the first number I plugged in for this one was 0. So what's 0 squared? What's 0 times 0? 0. Then I go back and check. Does y equal 0 for this one? Yes. Then I try the next one, which is a 1. I'm plugging in for the x. What's 1 times 1? 1. Does y equal 1 in the table? No. So that's how I know it's not this answer. I do that for each one until I find one that has 3 correct. You understand? So you have to try at least 3 of them. And they all have to work. No, I have to try any 3. Questions? Good? 1 to 5.
Orange.
7.
4.
Okay, look at number 4.
Finally.
Number 4. This one is muy importante.
It's muy,
Not
miss.
really. It's kind of easy. Show them number 4 in the book.
What page?
Page 2. They want you to look at those 2 graphs. Keep it on there, Jonathan. They want you to look at those 2 graphs and tell them whether or not it's linear or non-linear. So 4A, is that a linear function or a non-linear function?
Linear.
Linear because it makes a
Straight line.
good. And B, is that linear or non-linear?
Non-linear.
Because it does not make a straight line. All right. Good. You
Non-linear.
can stop me, Jonathan.
Huh? She's like, you stop?
Yeah.
I stop, miss?
Sí, señor.